What's good, YouTube? It's your man BG Tech Life, and as you can see today we got the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 on deck, and it's been 48 hours later, and I'm thinking like this is pretty much it, guys. This target has been hit. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Okay, YouTube, your boy BG been covering the Flip 3, the Flip 4, and now we're at the Flip 5. I used the Flip 4 really hard. I use that device every day for a whole year. I had it since it came out till the Flip 5. With that being said, I knew exactly what I wanted from a Galaxy Z Flip 5. And when I seen what Samsung was doing with the Z Flip 5, I had an idea how monumental this device would be. But it might be a little bit better than that, actually. But there are some things still missing at the same time. I know it's confusing. When it comes to performance and battery life, we're now spot on. The Flip always had the issue of battery life not being up there as far as a regular device, and the Flip 4 made it a little better, a little bit more tolerable where I could use the device. But this device has the battery life of a slab phone now. You know, not the best super battery king, but it's got the battery life. You're gonna get some good battery life out of this device comparable to devices that's on the market that's, you know, in this price range, devices that's on the market that's just not flip phones that you can't flip in half with a 3700 milliamp battery. So they did a really good job with that, and you got to give Snapdragon their credit. And also you got to Snapdragon credit with the chip that they provided with the efficiency and the performance upgrades on this device. This device is smooth, it flows really good. One thing I wasn't completely out, one thing that I wanted kind of, when I had my Flip 4 and I was using my S23 Ultra also, when it was time for certain tasks, I would make sure I picked up my S23 Ultra because it had a slight edge with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy. Now that edge is not there anymore. This device has that same chipset, so it's just a really powerful device, and it flips, and it's got decent battery life comparable to slab phones. So much kudos to Samsung for that. The performance upgrades there. The battery life is not the battery king, but it's comparable to phones that don't fold in half. While we on the pluses, let's just go ahead and take it to the outside display. Honestly, I'm not a guy that uses outside displays on devices, maybe because the biggest outside display I had was on the Z Flip 4. Now, this is much bigger. What I will say about this bigger display on the outside of the Z Flip 5 is it may make me use it just a little bit more. I went from not using it at all to maybe possibly now checking my notifications, looking at the calendar. I'm not gonna be trying to use every app. I'm not gonna be trying to text on the outer display. I wouldn't do that on any phone. That's just not how I get down, and my hands are way too large anyway. But I will look at some notifications with my phone vibrate to know if I gotta go into my phone or not. I will be able to check a calendar to see what day and date coincides and things of that nature. So that's a big plus. It took me from a non-out-of-display user to a novice out-of-display user. Big shout out to them for putting a bigger display on this device on the outside, because it was much needed, and now it's much easier for people to actually check on things and see notifications or calendar stuff or health widgets and things of that nature. So a major upgrade right there. Now after 48 hours of use, we done talked about what I could double down on about what I really liked about this device going from the Flip 4 to the Flip 5. But there are some things that I really need Samsung to improve upon. Now with this camera system, yes, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 has the ability to process pictures different from the Z Flip 4, and they may look a little better. But with a device that's all centered around being able to take a selfie with the rear camera, being able to use this camera as a tripod, just put a better sensor in there. Put the 50 megapixel sensor in this device. I know megapixels don't mean anything, but I'm just saying give us a beastier sensor on this Flip device, because yeah, we can take some good pictures and things of that nature, but for somebody that really wanna drop the hammer on photography with this device and maybe want to use a pro mode or something like that, give them more options. I mean, you could snap some really good pictures with the dual 12 megapixel sensors. the ultra wide and the wide, but at the same time, I think it should be just a little bit more versatility. Along with the upgrades and processing photos of the Snapdragon Gen 8, we should have just had a better sensor, period. Now, a lot of people will say that this device is tall and narrow, the aspect ratio is a little off, it's too tall, things of that nature. But me, honestly, with this device being a little bit narrow, to me, it's just a little easier to handle. It's not me making an excuse for this device, honestly. Like, I just feel like this device is probably the most comfortable device that I've had in a while, outside of like really compact devices like a Pixel 7a, which is, you know, kind of too small at times. But this, for a 6.7-inch screen, this is a really comfortable device in hand. And let's talk about the screen. Now, it's 6.7 inches and it's a 1080, but this is a gorgeous 1080. This display looks so good that if I didn't know that it was 1080, nobody told me it was 1080, I wouldn't say anything about this display. But because I know the specs and I know this is a 1080 screen, I would like, you know, them to step it up. I would like Samsung to step it up to maybe a 1440 or a 2K display, so you can, you know, watch your YouTube and all that gloriousness, at least, you know, 1440. Let's get a display that has a couple more pixels going on. Let's raise the PPI. Even though this is already a gorgeous, I think this display is gorgeous. Honestly, I'm being honest with you. I think this display is gorgeous. This is just me kind of nitpicking and knowing what I spent and knowing what's involved and knowing what other phones have. If you buy this device, you're gonna love this display, honestly. Samsung, that OLED, that AMOLED displays, they just do it right. But just because, you know, you can get away with it, let's go ahead and up this camera sensor. Let's get a better physical camera sensor and let's get a better display. Hardware improvements were made when it comes to the hinge. Feels a little better in hand. The hinge being smaller and the device closing flat gives it a smaller profile also, and the hinge just feels nice and tight. This device actually, the frame and all, feels like much more of a unit than the Z Flip 4. The Z Flip 4 feels a little cheap compared to the Z Flip 5. This device feels like nice, tight, hefty, and things of that nature, where the build actually feels more premium this year. Maybe because the outside display is bigger, the phone is heavier, but it just, with the heftiness, is not too heavy, just heavy enough to make it feel premium. So, you know, in the first 48 hours, I know I got into rambling, but this is, you know, what's going on. This is how I'm looking at this device. This is how I'm feeling about this device. A very good device. It's a very good pickup. Trading deals are A1. So guys, if you are looking for an Android device, if you like Samsung, you want to try foldable, this is the foldable right here to try, honestly. This is the foldable where you're not making any concessions and you have a beautiful outside display this year that's bigger and you can do more with. Very dope device right here. But it's your boy BG Tech Life. Thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, BG_Tech Life. I'm out. Peace.